my name is Barbara, I'm a behavior tech, and today we're going to talk about the part 2 of data collection. Today we're going to talk about skill acquisition. We saw that the data collection is very important, and we need to take data collection because it's very important to monitor the effectiveness of the intervention. And then now we're going to discuss about some things that we need to observe when we are doing the discrete trial with the client or in a naturalistic teaching with him, and then how we're gonna take notes on these observable things. For some clients, we're gonna work with baseline first, and you basically need to do the intervention and write down the answers from the learner. So you will not prompting him, you will not helping him. Just give the intervention, deliver the intervention, and write down the answers. And then you basically take notes in how the client responded to this intervention. So an example of baseline would be you need to look to a client and deliver the SD. Do this. The client's answer will be looking away, not repeating, just looking away. So when you write down your note, you can say, during the baseline, the first trial, the RBT delivered SD, do this, and then touch the head. The client responded by looking away, not looking to the RBT, or repeating the imitation process. That's your baseline. Baseline usually is 3 sessions, so you're gonna be taking data for 3 sessions. Some supervisor ask for 5 sessions, depending on the supervisor. So when you are taking data from your skill acquisition program, first you need to read the operation definition of the behavior, so you understand what is the behavior, what you need to do to measure that behavior, to take data on that behavior. And then after you do that, you will know what you need to do. You will organize the area that you're going to be doing the work. You're going to define if you're going to do a naturalistic teaching or if you're going to do a discrete trial teaching. And then let's pretend you're going to do a DTT with your client. So you set up the environment, you call your client, he's sitting down, and then you're going to deliver the SD. First thing, deliver the SD. Second thing, you're going to receive the learner's answer. If he did independent, great. If he did not do independent, you need to help. You need to do the errorless teaching to help him to respond correctly. And then you're going to deliver the consequence. What's going to be the consequence? Can be the reinforcer, such as like praise or give us some toy, something like that. And the last part will be giving a client a break, an inter-trial interval. That is basically a break. So between the trials that you're going to do with him, and then the break usually is about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on your client. Some clients will require a little bit longer break, but usually I do 3 to 5 minutes. And then how would you write the notes from this intervention, right? Well, you need to write down your notes that you did this, you delivered the SD. How was the event happening in the situation? When you were delivering the SD, when you were doing the work with him. How was the client's answer? Also, did you need to use any strategy with the client, like errorless teaching procedure, for example, or the client responded independent? You also write down the consequence. What did you do after the client answer your trial, answer your SD? What did you do? Okay, so one example to illustrate this taking notes in the DTT. We have a client, his name is Sam. His goal is identify name. His operation definition of this goal, it's gonna be Sam needs to point to his name in a field of 3 names. So you know what you need to do. You're gonna measure how many times Sam points to his name and if he does this correctly, right? Okay. So the client you're gonna do 5 trials with this client. He's gonna answer 3 independent and 2 incorrect. Okay. So how would we take the notes from this? So you can start your note saying the RBT was working with the client with the goal identify name. The RBT delivered the SD. The client did answer the first 3 trials independently. However, on the 4th trial, the RBT delivered the SD, the client did not respond within 5 seconds, and then the RBT had to prompt the client. So the RBT pointed for the client for his correct name, and then the client was able to respond correctly. On a fifth trial, the client did not answer at all, so the technician, after prompting him least to most, needed to do the full physical with the client, helping him to point to the correct name. When you're taking data and notes from the naturalistic teaching, it's basically the same thing. However, the only difference is because you don't have a structured place, like a table to do the work directly with the client. You have to create opportunities to do the goal with the client, but you're gonna write the same thing. After delivering the SD, what was the client's answer? If you need to help, if you need to do any procedure with the client, if he engaged in problem behavior, if he responded independently, you need to write all this down. Okay, so now I will give you a hypothetical situation. You guys can read and then try to take notes. It's gonna be a hypothetical, so you can create something else. And then you can compare to what I did and see if it's matching, what is missing, and everything. So the case is gonna be John. John is a client. He have this goal called taking turns. The operation definition for this goal will be kind of like Sam needs to take turns with the RBT within 10 seconds between turns for one back and forth. Okay, this is the operation definition you already know how to do. And then John will do 2 trials with the RBT. The first is gonna be independently, and the second one, he will need a Rolless stitching procedure. Okay? All right. I hope you did very good with your data collection, and thank you for watching.